All right, welcome back to the Bristol City View, and we are previewing the FA Cup game this week between West Ham and Bristol City. And of course, Sam is back. And of course, Sam, we're hoping that this is going to be a Premier League fixture next year. This match, yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice, definitely. It'd be nice to get to the promised land. It's been a long time.
And representing the Hammers for us this week is Jordan, who is a massive Hammer and is all over
Hello.
Twitter. How are you, Jordan?
Yeah, all good, all good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good. We'll start with West Ham. That's all right. Then obviously we view the Championship games every single week, but of course we keep an eye on the Premier League. And crikey, David Moyes is some manager, isn't he?
Oh, don't you know what? He's one of them. He'll do something really stupid like the Liverpool Cup game, and he'll set up to sit behind the ball and have a go like on the counter, but. Sometimes he pulls it off. He's one of them. It gives you a headache, but then you'll love him the week after. It's love-hate relationship sometimes with David Moyes.
I saw something you tweeted out, and I couldn't believe this. Is it right that West Ham have beaten Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal got 9 points, but then against Fulham, Palace, and Brentford, you've only got one? Is that sums up West Ham?
Do you know what? As a West Ham fan, you're kind of used to it. We'll pull off some good results throughout the season, but we will drop some absolute stinkers throughout along the way as well. It's not great.
All right, talk to us then. Talk to the Bristol City fans about where does this game sit as a priority for West Ham? Because obviously exited the Carabao Cup, you're still in Europe, you've played a lot of games. Is Moyes going to go for this, or is this going to be one for the kids in the bench?
Do you know what? I think Moyes will use it as a little bit of an experiment as well, because obviously with AFCON, we're going to lose like our main player, Kudus. So I think he might, try and see who we can adapt into that new left wing position or the right wing position. But yeah, I think he'll use it as an experimental game, but he will want to win that game as well. I think for the fans, we deserve a good FA Cup run. Despite our success in Europe and everything, I think everyone at West Ham still wants a domestic trophy at some point.
Yeah, it's. I remember the classic Liverpool West Ham final, FA Cup final. Didn't end well for you, but
no.
Sure.
No. Do you know what? I was only a young kid at that point as well. I was only about 5 or 6 years old, but my old man was watching it, and all I could hear was him screaming at that TV, and it wasn't great.
All right, John, we'll come back to you in a second. Sam, Bristol City, you've just got fresh back from Birmingham at the time of recording this video, but you've had a good Christmas, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a lot better than expected, to be fair. A good win against Hull, nice 4-1 victory away to Watford, which comes as a big surprise.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, I felt we should have won last night, but before Christmas, if we set a point at Birmingham, we would have took that.
Yeah, what's he done differently then? Because I mean, Hull and Watford are two sides which are gunning for those playoffs like you are. How's he set up the team? What should West Ham be wary of?
All of us. That he's got a different approach to the style of football now. Like under Pearson, we would absorb the pressure and look to counter teams on the break, but we're trying to play this possession-based football at the moment. And he's brought in Anis Mehmeti from the cold, and he looks a totally different player now that he's got a run of games.
And what is it about the defensive one? Because whilst you're also scoring, you seem to have got tighter at the back as well, only conceding the odd goal. What's been the difference?
To be fair, even under Pearson, we had a good defensive record. I think we've had a steady back four playing together for a long time, and I think that helps any side, really.
And the goalkeeper, I mean, we've talked about him
before. He's come through December, and he looks a totally different player. He made his 100th appearance last night, a clean sheet to go with it as well. But some of the saves he's been making lately, looks like he's put his brother out now or something.
I did think we'd cursed it when we made a special video on him, didn't we? That said how great he was, and then the next game he made it.
Yeah, he must have listened to it, and he must have listened to it, and give him an extra boost or something. But
all right, let's talk about then the likely teams. Jordan, crossing back to you, I thought the best way of kind of predicting this was we had a look at West Ham's starting lineup against Lincoln, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we like to try and predict what the teams are going to be. And Jordan, West Ham first. I thought we'd probably, as a starting point, look at what Moyes put out for the first round of the Carabao Cup, and this was against Lincoln back in September. Obviously, there's some injuries here, isn't there? Players not available, like you've mentioned. But do you think we'll see, if you run through this team, do you think we'll see some of these players again against Bristol City, or we like to see more of the lineup that you expected to in the Premier
definitely.
League?
I think that's probably the likelihood team. I'd probably say like Lucas Paquetá probably won't play. He'll probably be rested, so he won't be a part of the squad. The back four there: Johnson, Ogbonna, Mavropanos, Kera. That's probably like our makeshift back line. Going forward, I'd like to see maybe our young little prospect, Divine Mubama. Hopefully, he gets a little look in. Other than that, that team looks like it. That's our cup squad, as they say.
Yeah, I was going to ask the next question. Have you got youngsters that could get a nice run out here that have been playing well in the under-21s, under-18s?
Yeah, you know what, we've got a young striker, Callum Marshall, he's heading above anyone in the Premier League 2 league this season. He's scored about 18 goals. He's far above everyone else. So it'd be nice to see maybe if he got a little run out. But again, like Divine Mubama, I think he's been chasing a good start like all season. So yeah, them two I think would be the ones to look out for, hopefully, in the squad.
Okay. And then the team for Bristol City, Sam, probably, I'm guessing, picks itself, doesn't it? Given the availability of players.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be pretty much the same lineup as what we put out last night, to be fair. And maybe he might bring in Sam Bell because he's been rested for a bit lately. But who do you replace him for at the moment? Mehmeti and Sykes on either flank, they're playing really well.
If I could offer you now the FA Cup semi-final or the playoffs, Sam, what would you take?
I'd take the playoffs, I think. Take the playoffs. The FA Cup run's nice. We had a good League Cup run in 2017 where we got to the semis and pushed Man City all the way, to be fair, in that semi-final. But it's the bread and butter, isn't it? We would love to get to the Premier League, so I'd take the playoffs.
Okay. And Jordan, if you could win the FA Cup or the Europa League, which one would you have?
Oh, do you know what? I'd say I'll probably go Europa.
Oh,
I know.
I did not think of West Ham. The West Ham way and all of that. Would say
you know what? Like, we've been chasing that FA Cup ever since that loss to Liverpool in the final. But I think the Europa League, like the consistency we're showing now in European football, I think that Europa League win would just top it off for us.
Okay. And in terms of this season's priorities now, I mean, dare we talk about Champions League?
Oh no, I know. Unfortunately, do you know what? I'd love to be able to look higher, like towards the top 4. But I think realistically, we've got to cement our top 8 position because it's still tight in there. I think we've got like Brighton, Tottenham, United all around us. Chelsea, they'll make a late push at some point. So yeah, I think we've got to focus on that top 8. Get my words out. That top 8 confirmation, if you like, and try and just guarantee some European football again next season.
Okay. The last time you two played each other then was, any ideas?
Or back when we was in the Championship, I believe.
Yeah, 2015 it was.
Was that the FA Cup game?
FA Cup game, yeah.
Aston Gate?
That's right, yeah. Let's have a look at the...
1-0, wasn't it?
That's right. West Ham did score 1-0. Let's have a look at these teams then. Let's compare the Bristol City team and West Ham teams to the current teams, and which one do you think is better? Let's start with Bristol City first. I mean, there's some classic Championship names in there. So how did you rate this Bristol City side, and would they beat the current one?
I think they would give them a really good go, to be fair. I loved watching that team when they played. It was just such an attacking team, scoring goals for fun, didn't concede many. Yeah, it's a really good side. Like, with Luke Ayling there.
Luke Ayling
Aidan Flint. Aidan Flint, I think one season scored 15 goals for us in the season. There's not many centre backs who do that, including a hat trick against Walsall on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
But
proper UK side as well, isn't it? Look at all the
then when you've got Joey Bryan was the academy player. We do miss him on the left-hand side. And then you've got Jet Emmanuel Thomas, who he's legendary down there for his goal against Bristol Rovers.
Thought you might mention that one. Okay.
Yeah. I had to get Rovers in somewhere.
Okay, Jordan. What about this the West Ham lineup? Obviously, some legends in this side. What do you reckon to this? How this side would line up against current one?
Well, do you know what? There's some names amongst that, like Mr. West Ham himself, Mark Noble, Kevin Nolan, who, funny enough, is our actually first team coach now. James Tompkins, he's still kicking about. There's some good names in there. But yeah, I think our side now is probably a lot more advanced, let's say.
I don't know if you remember, but this was a game that Sacco pulled out of the AFCON and with a bad back, and then came back for this game and scored. And then I think West Ham got a rap across the knuckles for the.
Yeah, there was a right little uproar about that.
There wasn't there? I think he got a £70,000 fine or something. Because all of a sudden his back was better and he scored the winner against.
Well, if we could do that with Kudus now, that'd be great as well. But I don't think we'll allow it.
Sam, you're going to be travelling to West Ham then, the West Ham Stadium. New stadium for you on your list?
Yes, it is. That's why I was excited to get West Ham in a cup draw, because obviously I went to Upton Park before, but it's a new one off the list. Yeah. Along with the 9,000 of us travelling up, should be a good day.
Brilliant. Jordan, just talk us through. We're talking about atmospheres at grounds a lot on our channel recently. Just what's the atmosphere been like at the London Stadium?
Do you know what? It's in my opinion here, it hasn't been good this season. Last season with the Europa League Conference League, like everyone was buzzing. There was that real buzz around the club. But now, because of some results, especially at home, we dropped points to Palace and Everton and stuff like that. We just haven't really found the voice this season at home. But for the FA Cup, it'd be interesting to see what fan base turns out. Either the one gets behind the boys or the ones that just sit there and accept whatever comes at them.
Is it dare to say that you're developing your own prawn sandwich brigade that are used to seeing West Ham winning? And
yeah, pretty much. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if at the London Stadium there will be an FA Cup upset. Let's just say that.
Okay. I mean, it's on the cards, Sam, isn't it? You play like you have been doing and catch West Ham on a day like when they turned up to Fulham and was it 5? Fulham put past them. Sorry, Jordan. Sorry, Jordan, for reminding you that.
I'm still hurting about that.
No, that would be lovely for us, to turn up, get underestimated, and call the right shot there.
Yep.
Especially like I said, spurred on by 9,000, we'll be making a lot of noise in that away end.
Yeah.
Okay, which one player then should West Ham fans be worried about, Sam?
Jason Knight.
Yeah.
Jason Knight. He's just recently been made our captain. I don't think there's a blade of grass on the pitch what he doesn't cover during 90 minutes. And, he's for £2 million. I know I said it before on our programme, but £2 million for a player like him, it's an absolute snip at the moment.
Yeah, he's an athletic soul, isn't he? And then, of course, Bristol City will be concerned about all your players, I'm sure. But there's been a little December nugget of hope against the playing squad there. Jordan, who stood out for you more recently in games? We know Kudos won't be there, but other than him,
2 players come to mind actually. James Ward-Prowse, he's been absolutely phenomenal since we signed him. His delivery on set pieces and everything, that's definitely one for them to watch out on. And Emerson has gone very underrated, I believe, in this league, and he's been one of our most consistent players. So yeah, they're 2 players to watch out for, I'd say.
Yeah, I see a lot of love on Twitter for Emerson. I think it wasn't a player that when I've ever watched him that has ever.
£13 million is an absolute steal, I'd say.
Okay. All right. Any advice to the travelling Bristol City fans then, Jordan? Where should they get a good pint? Where can they get a good pie? Not paying your London stadium prices.
Yeah, avoid the London stadium prices. Wow, it's about £7.50 a pint. You don't want to do that. Make your way to Stratford. There's loads of boozers down there. It's it's a good little atmosphere. You have a good day out.
Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to it, to be fair.
I'm going as well, mate. Yeah,
was it fair play? We'll have a beer or something together, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, before you have your beer, let's get some score predictions. Jordan, we always go with the home team first. So Heart says and Head says predictions.
Heart says I want us to win 2-0. Head says maybe a potential FA Cup upset.
Ooh. Okay. Giving lots of respect here, Sam. Same question to you then. Head and Heart, what do you say?
My heart says a 2-1 win for Bristol City, but my head is saying 2-1 West Ham, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be a real...
It's going to be a good game.
Real tight game.
Two good starts.
We're going to come out, show you what we're about. You know, we see you every week on the match of the day and things, but, you know, we'll show you what we're about.
Absolutely.
Should be a footballing classic, which you don't really use with moyes involved, do you?
Nice. That's so far-fetched.
I'm an Everton fan, so I can say that. I've watched
I bet we get there. It'd be a 0-0 draw, no shots on target, and we come name clash
back in your place.
Right. Well, if you're listening to this and you're a West Ham fan or Bristol City fan, put your comments below. And if you were there at that game at Ashton Gate in 2015 and you saw the West Ham win, we'd love for you to put your comments down below as well. For now, Jordan, thank you so much. Any shout outs you want to give for your channels or follow Jordan on Twitter? We'll put Jordan's Twitter handle in the link this video as well, so you can follow all his amazing views on all things West Ham. And of course, you can follow Sam every week on the Bristol City View on this channel. Good luck, folks. Enjoy the game, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you, Jordan.
Take care, everybody.